Alright then, so we're back to a smaller screen because I don't really need the big screen for these recordings, but whatever. Alright, so as I alluded to, basically there's a bunch of 70-year-old write-ups I obviously did that I'm going to be showing you guys in the next year. But of these write-ups in 2019 here, I basically did a write-up for Dismash and Cantrip. And I'm basically wondering if these are actually games that actually really should be mentioned because, well, coming back to it, I'm basically wondering, what's the difference between, Dismash and Cantrip and games like 99999 or, the music, so to speak, is what I'm thinking. Anyhow, let's just go into our download folder because that's basically where I have all this stuff right here. And I think I'll go with Cantrip first. I don't see, a REMI in here, so we'll just go right to the Cantrip, site here on Itch.io. So Cantrip. Battle. Earn new cards and build your deck in this Rogue-like, where your hand is your health. If you get hit when you don't have any cards, it's game over. If you prevail, however, you get to draft new cards for your deck before moving on to the next fight. Battle your way through 9 rooms against enemies with custom decks. Your hand is your health. Take damage while your hand is empty, you die. Build up your deck after each battle by drafting from over 60 unique cards. So, basically the idea of this game is it's basically a card roguelike, as you can probably guess, but it operates a little bit differently from the usual brand of card roguelike you basically have probably seen thus far. And that's what basically made me this game stick out to me is a game basically to mention. But yeah, it's getting to that point where it's thinking, at what point is a card game a card game as opposed to a roguelike, so to speak? And even though card roguelikes are their own subclass at this point of games, I'm at this point of it's really worth showing off one. But well, I may still show it off. We'll see. But let's just jump into it. So, here's Cantrip. And I'm just going to turn on the sound of my computer here a little bit. So we got full screen option here, we got display timer, we got music, sounds, screen shake, screen flashes, and unlock custom run, which is basically done when you basically win. So yeah, unlock by winning a run. It was originally developed for 2019 to 70RL, and as you can see it's got a few versions basically done to it, so that's the thing as well. Let's embark. It's dangerous to go alone. Draft cards to add to your deck. Alright, so we have a deck of 6 cards. We have 2 times the shield, 2 times the rest cards, and 2 times the 1 attack cards. And we're just going to draft a few cards here. So we got healing potions, draw 3 cards. We have Third Eye opens for 6 cards. All cards are visible to you. And then Cruel Divination, draw a card, do damage equal to its cost. So much like any card roguelike, you basically have your usual stuff here and all that. Let's see here. I think we'll take this one. And you can see these are you don't get to pick up 3 of the cards. You basically have to pick one of them and just go from there. And alright, let's see here. We got rest, draw 1 card, gain 1 AP. That's useful. Spikes, embedded spikes, I guess that's what it probably is. Shield cards in your hand do 1 more damage when hit by your foe. Interesting. So basically, if I have a shield card in my hand, it'll damage the enemy. Interesting. Corrupted Ether, do damage equal to your foe's AP. Ooh. So if they have a lot of AP, I can basically damage them a lot. Let's take this one. And we have Pickpockets, steal the top card from your foe's draw pile. That's useful. Radiant Burst, do damage equal to the amount of 0 cost cards in your hand, plus 1. Or Shield, unplayable, this always gets hit first. I like the idea of getting Pickpockets, let's get that. So, that's my cards now. We basically have 2 shields, 0 pickpockets, 2 rest, 2 attacks, 1 corrupted Ether, and 1 cool division. So, everything grows more quiet as you enter the dense canopy. Distracted, you walk into a gerbil, munching on a rodent. Its eyes grow wide as it looks up at you. It licks its lips, throws the reins to the ground, and approaches you, weapon drawn. The main course has arrived. Alright, so here's basic Cantrip. We basically have a hand, and yet an opponent has a hand. And just like you sort of like, you know, classic poker type of fashion, he has cards and I have cards. And his are basically not revealed to me, unless I have the card for it, while mine are basically revealed to me and not to him. I guess. I'm not really sure. It probably doesn't really matter. Down here we basically have, like, you know, our hands, so that's basically like, you know, our health, I guess. So basically I have, like, you know, 7 cards, which basically equals, like, you know, 7, like, you know, health basically for us. We have an AP card, which basically, like, you know, is our AP. Up here we basically see this guy's got, like, you know, 4 health. He's got basically 0 free AP up there. So basically the idea here is, like, you know, your cards are your health. So he has 4 cards, and that basically indicates he has 4 health. And you can only have like a max hand size of basically 4. I have 7 cards, so I basically can have a max like, you know, max health of 7. Now, something I can do right away is basically steal this like top card, because if you basically run out of, like, you know, a draw pile here, that basically heavily weakens the enemy by a lot. So I could try and steal his card. So we could probably do this. Alright, so the player manages to pilfer the gerbil's pockets and steals attack. So we basically stole this guy's attack card right here, which basically makes him like a little bit, you know, basically he's got like a total of like 4 plus like 2 like HP over here. I basically have 7 plus 2 over here. So it's a little bit hard for me to basically run out of, like, you know, HP, but you get the idea of like how this sort of works. And let's see here, 2 damage equal to your foe's AP, doesn't have any. We can do 1 attack. Those are shields. This is that. Let's go with an attack here, I guess. So here's how is the attacks work. So when you basically do an attack, you'll basically always hit the enemy's shield here first, and, like, you know, that basically blocks like yourself from making attacks, what they're all basically all about, right? So if you basically run out of shields, then like you start like attacking, like, you know, the other cards in the hand. And let's see, let's just go with like a rest card here. So foe's turn, he draws a card, so he attacked my shield with his attack card right there. And he's going to rest to try and get his AP back up here a little bit. Now, note by the way down here, you can basically see, like, you know, I got, like, you know, 2 AP, he's got, like, you know, 1 AP. Because we're basically resting, we're basically getting, like, a lot of AP faster, but as we end the turn, we're actually also getting, like, AP for now as well. Let's see here. I could rest to basically gain more AP, but I don't really need to, so... Now, this is kind of useless to me, because I don't have any, like, you know, attack cards to draw at this point, so... If I basically use this, it's not going to do any damage. So that's basically just, like, you know, this is a shield card for the most part at this point. So that's all it is. Let's do an attack card. So you notice that basically he lost his rage card here. So basically after you kill off the guy's shields, he doesn't have any shields left, and he basically gets to, like, you know, attack his like other cards in his hand. So this time we attack rage. Basically do 1 damage when played, increase his damage by 1. So we basically kill off his ability to do rage there. I could do this to damage him a little bit more, I guess. So there goes his rest card. And that's basically it for me. I can't do any more damage here, so let's just, like, rest ourselves. Oh! Alright, so basically, like previous versions, basically you didn't, like, you know, redraw your stuff. But I guess, like, you know, in, like, this version here, you basically just resets the card, like, you know, the draw pile over here. So, maybe it's like, you know, well, basically doing this, you're basically going to reset his draw, you know, his card here pile, and, like, you know, the graveyard is, of course, the graveyard all, like, discard cards, but, you know, the draw pile can basically, like, you know, I guess, like, you know, be redrawn. So that's cool. Alright, this is, like, attack this guy to death, so we'll attack him. There goes his attack card. And I'm going to say just finish it off here with, like, one more attack here, so... Actually, let's try this here. Let's try, like, drawing a card and doing damage to it. So I basically drew, like, you know, an attack card there. We basically, like, you know, did 1 damage for it. So that's basically how it works. So we defeat the enemy. All right, so reap your reward. Draft cards to add to your deck. All right, so we basically have a rage card, a rest card, or attack card right here. And let's see here. I don't really need a rest. Attack cards are useful. Unless the rage card basically costs like 2 AP basically do, but, you know, you basically, like, get damage over the long run, which is useful. So let's get this. We'll get Rage. And also it's useful for my, like, other types here. Radiant Burst. Do damage equal to the amount of 0-cost cards in your hand plus 1. So basically, like, you know, if I have like a bunch of like, you know, 0 cards like, you know, shields and stuff, I'll do more damage with those. Healing Rain. For 4 turns, you draw 1 more card at the start of your turn. That's not bad. Basically, that lets me like, you know, draw more cards. Corrupted Adder. Do damage user. Blah blah. Let's just get this, I think. And I got like, you know, repulsed, unplayable. When hit, play the top card of your draw pile. So basically, like, you know, this is kind of like shield, but instead of like, you know, the shield card going away, just basically get rid of one of the cards in your, like, you know, your draw pile. So that's kind of like, you know, mixed bag of like usefulness. Mediate. Start your next turn with full AP. That's really useful. Volatile Mixture. Do 2 damage. When hit, take 1 damage. Let's get Mediate there. Alright, so, we go to our next enemy here. You spot a gilded chest sitting smack dab in the middle of the forest floor. Instinctively, you reach to open it, but then think better of it. You look up to see a kobold nearby, eagerly waiting for you to spring its trap. Now that you failed to do so, it decides on a more direct course of action. So basically there's a, you know, a chest basically in the middle of the forest floor. You realize it's a trap because obviously it's a little too easy. So, alright. Here's a kobold. So the kobold's got 5 HP as opposed to 4. So it's basically got like, you know, 5 cards as opposed to like, you know, 4. There's this draw pile. There's my draw pile. Let's get to it. Alright, let's see here. So, on the bottom, I do pickpocket. That basically, like, you know, takes like, you know, his card and poses into the discard, like the graveyard here. So that's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, pickpocket basically like hurts him without like directly hurting him. So that's useful. On the by the way, I think there's like goblins in this game, and goblins basically will pickpocket you. That's why I picked up that card. But whatever. Let's see here. I don't need to draw anything just yet. He doesn't have anything yet. So let's attack him. We'll get rid of his shield here, and then we'll like mediate here. Now I don't really have any like, you know, rest cards this time around, so it's gonna like end our turn. He draws a card. He just swallowed the mixture apparently. Oh! So he like hit me twice there, which basically got rid of my race card and like, you know, another card. So pretty powerful. He did damage himself once there, but you know, for a cost of like, you know, that's pretty good basically hit me with. Alright, so now I'm a little bit damaged at this point, so we're gonna, you know, play this maybe. We'll get rid of his rest card apparently. Now, I'm not by the way, like, sometimes it's a good idea not to play all your cards because right now I've only got 2 HP, right? So if he basically like does like, you know, 3 damage to me in his turn, that's it for me. So let's end our turn here. He's gonna get rid of my shield there. And if he basically attacks me a 3rd time. Alright, so kind of like, you know, scary there, but well, we survived it. Now here's something to note by the way. This guy doesn't have like any cards besides these 2 right here, so let's do that. And I was hoping that this would basically like, you know, kill him, but I guess like it didn't, so it's unfortunate for me, but whatever. Let's end our turn. He's just gonna rest apparently. Alright, now note that he's basically got 3 AP here, so this will basically kill him. Kaboom, basically. So that's nice, we took him out. Alright, 3 points rewards. So barter for power. Give your foe all your AP, draw that many cards plus 1. So, interesting. Basically, you get like, you know, refresh it if you need to. Revenge from Beyond. Play a top card from your foe's graveyard. That's a really good one, by the way. I feel like, you know, he basically plays a really powerful attack card and you just drop this on him. So let's get that one. Fire Trap unplayable. When hit by your foe, burn one of the cards in their hand. So basically, you know, it's attack basically on again. Lifelink for free turns. When your opponent draws a card, you draw a card. So basically, like, you know, revive yourself. Let's get this one. And Stamp Potion is good for AP. Read Mind. Copy up to 2 random cards from your foe's hand. That's useful. Let's get this one. As you approach the ruined village's gate, you see a tall knight bearing a spear standing sentinel. Hello, brave one. Their voice floats over to you in an odd whisper. I have been watching you. I have watched you now from this one's eyes. The knight points at himself, seemingly with some difficulty. Their movement seems not quite their own. Let's find out what you can do. They level their spear at you. Alright, so we're going to be fighting a knight this time. So, spear knight. So, now we're basically fighting against someone who basically has, like, the same, like, you know, hand size as us. So that's interesting. Let's see, we got Redemption Blonde, basically play your top of your foe's graveyard. He doesn't have any graveyard just yet. But, let's see here. Play a random card in your foe's hand. So that's interesting. Basically, like, you know, play like a random card from his hand on himself. Rage, basically, like, you know, do damage, mediate. So let's try possessing him. Ooh, interesting. So I just like use Riposte here. So basically he would like repulse me and like, you know, I would basically like damage his like draw pile there. Interesting. And I guess at this point I'm just gonna rest here, so we'll rest. We'll gain some AP back. He's gonna attack me. Got my corruptor out of the way. That's fine, I can deal with that. Let's go for Rage. So there goes the shield card. And I think we'll go for a basic attack here. There goes this other shield. We're gonna mediate to try and get, like, you know, my AP back, basically back up to full. Piercing Strike. Alright, so basically Piercing Strike is like, you know, a good strike to use against an enemy shield, so that's useful. I basically didn't have a shield up, so that didn't really hurt me. Let's try Cruel Divination here, I guess. Ooh, we only did Rest, that's not useful. Let's try using this here. And I was gonna end our turn, hopefully it doesn't do like free damage one turn here. Piercing Strike again, you got rid of Fire Trap. So I basically injured him a little bit. Alright, luckily, like, you know, these Piercing Strikes don't really do anything, I don't have a shield up, but now, you know, I do, so I have to watch out for that. So nobody doesn't actually have a draw pile right now, so interesting. Guess we'll just leave that there. There's my shield. Alright, now there's a draw pile again, so we can, like, you know, draw that right there. There's a Riposte, that's fine. We're gonna attack him. There goes his Piercing Strike. Alright, so I obviously got, like, you know, shield and Riposte here, so not the greatest for this guy here, but whatever. Oh, he's gonna get his AP back. There goes my shield. Alright, now basically he doesn't have anything left, so... Well, that's just useless to me. I can't do anything with this stuff here, so... He has to draw a card. I guess it was a card you couldn't, like, you know, use for anything there, so it's fine. But I can use Best here, basically use a shield here. So I basically play a shield. There it goes. Alright, so it basically it's got that sort of, like, you know, basically the reason I picked up this, like, game is one to basically show off is because it's basically a Card Roguelike, just basically it's like, you know, using like a more like traditional, like, you know, you have a hand and they have a hand type of play style. So most of like the games we basically play, you can usually like see like their cards and you can see like sort of like yours, I guess. And not really like, you know, sort of like playing like, you know, you're not usually playing like a sort of like, you know, like a dueling card type of like battle type of thing, and like, you know, roguelikes basically, the Card Roguelikes. So this is like, you know, something I found is very novel. and sort of like, you know, back into like, you know, it really gets into like the sort of like, you know, mentality where like, you know, we basically have like the equal rule sets basically that like, you know, Rogue basically had in like, you know, its heyday. For those who don't know, Rogue was basically all about like, you know, having like sort of like, you know, similar rule sets for both you and the enemy. So you basically move, they basically move and stuff like that. And you know, the idea here is that basically like, you know, you have like cards and they have cards basically, and you have to sort of like figure out what's the best way of basically using them. Alright, so you got, let's see here, Desecrate, steal your top card from your foe's graveyard, so that's useful. Piercing Strike is one basically saw, Imp Strikes is the other thing, let's get Desecrate, I guess. The Siphon, steal up to 2 AP from your foe, that's not bad. Improvise, play the top card of your draw pile. That could be useful, or it could be bad, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll get this, why not? And no problem, I could pick nothing of it if like, you know, there's like a crappy card in here I don't want to pick up or whatever. Blood Rights, destroy your hand, reduce your hand size by 1, draw until your hand is full. Okay, interesting. Shields up, add 2 shield cards to your hand, Healing Rain. Let's go shields up, why not? Another village in ruins. The tower looms in the background. They never stood a chance here. As soon as you enter the shabby hut, you realize your mistake. Someone shuts the door behind you. What a pleasant surprise! Ever since I was exiled from the tower, I've had to experiment on mere dribblings. Come, let's find out what's happened to you, they say as they gesture a beaker filled with liquid your way. What happens to you when things go boom? Ha 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 ha! So we got ourselves a mad chemist here. He's apparently got more HP than I do, but you know, whatever, it's fine. Alright, let's see here. So, we got Possessed, play a ram card from your foe's hand. Okay, I'll take that stamina. I'm fine with that. Remind, copy up to 2 ram cards from your foe's hand. Sure. So let's copy 2 of his cards. So we got Attack and Vault and Mixture. So, interesting. I like the idea of like damaging him here, so let's do that. Blam blam blam! Alright, so we basically damaged him quite a bit there. And also it's like, you know, resting him back in AP and like, you know, give it his card. Oh! Ouch! That hurts. Sure, let's do this. Oh, I won already! Well, I guess he went boom. Alright, Reaper rewards got Necrotic Blast, do damage equal to the cost of your graveyard's top card plus 1. We got Mana Burst, do damage equal to your AP. And then Healing Rain. Let's get Mana Burst, that sounds useful. And we got Waning, until your next turn, your foe's card costs 1 more. Mediate, start your next turn with full AP or Radiant Burst, do damage equal to the amount of cost cards in your hand plus 1. Let's go with Mediate, I guess. You can always get more AP, I guess. Plague Bomb! Give your foe. When hit, takes 1 damage. Each turn increases damage by 1. Or Pickpocket. Let's get Pickpocket. You find yourself surrounded by headstones and makeshift crosses, and dirt beneath you, your feet recently overturned. A cold voice rings out. Huh? I can't very well experiment with this live specimen. As they lift their hands, the ground begins to stir. We'll have to do something about that, don't we? Alright, so we got ourselves a Necromancer to fight this time around. So yeah, he's got like, you'll have like, you know, cards like just Redemption and Beyond and stuff like that, so that'll be interesting. Let's see here. What do I want to use basically here is the thing, right? So I'll use Mediate. We'll do that, basically copy him a little bit. So he's got Leech basically here, steal 1 card from your foe, Necrotic Blast, do damage equal to the cost, give us top card plus 1. I think I'll let him attack me and basically take a hit here, so that'd be fine. He's gonna leech me, he took out 1 of my cards there. I think he took my shield there. So I note that basically like he's able to steal cards from like his like, you know, drop pile, my drop pile, so that's basically how that works. let's go with this. So I you know, took his race to dead. Alright, we got this one. Interesting. Lots of stealing there. Let's get this going. And we'll take our shield back, apparently. So I guess like the shield always gets hit first, so you know, we're basically leeching back and forth for our shield here. So basically like he takes leech there. Oh, he has Soul's Necrotic Blast there. Alright, I think I want to do Rage. I'm going to do like Necrotic Blast after that, so we'll do that. Blam blam blam! That really hurt him. And then we'll rest. Oh, he was copying to my cards and got a little bit, like, you know, benefit from that. He might have actually stolen that card from me, by the way, so that's annoying. Ooh, nice. A little bit of stealing right there. I may not be really set up to face and fight Necromancer that well, so this might not go well for me, but we'll see. There goes the Seance, apparently. Ooh, there goes a couple of cards from him. So I basically burned our Baba because of, like, you know, the fire trap. Oh, I died. So, that's basically the game basically in a nutshell. So, you died. You've been defeated by Necromancer after 4 battles. Seems like the deck was stacked against you, so to speak. Alright, so that was basically Cantrip. And basically, I like, you know, was thinking about this, like, this is a game that, like, you know, when I originally did the write-up basically for it, I was thinking, like, this is basically a card roguelike that, like, you know, is a little bit different from, like, card roguelikes I've basically seen before, and that's why I was, like, thinking, like, you know, maybe it's worth, like, showing off for that reason. But it basically got me thinking as well, like, you know, after I basically saw Demuse it and, like, you know, 9999, what are the games that basically, like, you know, have, like, really features and, like, don't have really features? Now, note, by the way, just to throw it out there, this basically has a lot more really features basically to it than it did, like, you know, in its initial 70-year-old form, because you basically have a lot more, like, you know, drawing, like, cards basically from, like, you know, randomized, like, you know, stacks and stuff like that. So there's a lot more randomness basically to, like, your adventure, so to speak, as a result of that. So I might just keep this one, I'm not really sure yet, but, you know, part of the reason basically I should probably throw this out now. I was basically going to show this, like, you know, these 7-year-olds basically in, like, you know, the next year, 2023, after I did, like, Disciples 2. But because basically I'm going to be doing a lot of these, like, you know, writes basically, like, you know, for, like, this game here, for example, like, early on. Because it's, like, you know, it's, like, 2019, and we're going to be doing that in, like, you know, just a few weeks, basically. I figured that I better, like, you know, do, like, these, like, you know, videos basically, like, you know, early on, so there's all that. But, whatever. You know, I might still, like, spotlight this game, because Cantrip isn't actually that bad of a game by the looks of it. But, that's a real question. Well, whatever. I still have Dispatch to show you guys. I'll be, like, it'll be, like, you know, right after this video, so check it out. And let's just go from there, I guess. Until next time.